Pac, I'm like,
Up, everybody, this is the Vibrant Temptress, and if you clicked on this video, I'm gonna be teaching you how to build your confidence. So I'm gonna start off by saying we all got to take it back to when we were babies, because when we were babies we could care less first what people thought. We loved ourselves unconditionally. We loved grabbing our feet, we eating all day, we didn't care. So it's time for us to love ourselves like we used to love ourselves when we were babies, for the world told us that we had to look a certain way. That's what we got to get back to. Before we get there, I'm gonna tell you 5 ways that I built my self-confidence. So one is master your inner voice. You have to be mindful of that voice that's feeding you every day, because it's either telling you something positive or something negative. Chances are, if you're looking at this video, it's telling you something negative, right? Super important to be aware of what your mind is telling you about yourself. If you're consistently having negative thoughts like, oh, I'm so ugly, I'm too fat, I'm never gonna be good enough, cut it out. You have to keep track of that. So 5 beautiful things about yourself. So one thing that I like to do is when I start feeling like I'm not confident, or when I start feeling like maybe I have a different body or be a little more fit, I tell myself, you know what? I may not be that fit, but I'm beautiful, I am intelligent, I am capable, I am abundant. Those are the things that you want to tell yourself what you're good at. There's so many different things in this world that we could do for ourselves. There's at least one good thing that you're really good at. If you're the kind of person that loves to cook, start cooking more, because guess what? It's gonna raise your self-esteem. A lot of times when our confidence feels low, it's because we're not doing things that make us feel good. We're doing things that aren't meant for us, things that don't make us feel good. So start doing more of what you love. If you love to sing and you suck at singing, so what? Start singing more often. More of what you love and less of what you don't like. Or love yourself unconditionally. Love yourself like you used to love yourself when you were a baby, when there was no judgment, when there was no fear, when you could eat all day and it didn't matter. Most importantly, love yourself unconditionally and let it stem from your heart. Because when you love yourself in compassion, like you're loving your boo, like you're loving your mom, like you're loving your dad, whoever you love yourself like that. Because at the end of the day, you are the most important person. You gotta compliment yourself, you gotta make yourself feel good. It has to be at least one thing. And sometimes, again, it can be difficult to look at those areas if you're not feeling that confident, but was making a list of 3 things that you love about yourself every single day. Thing is, it's good to start looking at what are things that you can change about yourself and what are things that you can't change about yourself, because there has to also be some logic. There has to be a reality check. You have to be aware of what are things that I can change and what are things I can't change. So for me, for example, I growing up was like, oh, I want to be a model. I hope that one day I can be like one of Victoria's Secret girls. But guess what? Your girl did not get that tall. I'm like 5'2". So I came to realize that, you know, that wasn't for me, and I am perfectly fine with my height. I wear heels and I feel good with my heels, and I'm okay with that. But it was something that I had to realize. So check yourself. That brings you to the acceptance stage, and you realize, okay, this is something I can change and this is something I can't change. So why am I still feeling crappy about it? Embrace your weirdness. Everybody has something about themselves that they don't want to show the world, or that they're uncomfortable with, because society isn't going to accept it. A little story time. So when I was in middle school, I was exploring with my style through so many different phases. Like one day I was like, I want to dress like I'm in the 1960s today. And then other days I was like, I want to dress like I'm in the 1970s. Then another day I was like, I'm gonna be a hippie. And then the next day I was like, I'm gonna be like a gangster today and I'm gonna wear some Dickies. And then the next day I was like, you know what? I want to be a little bit girly today. So my style has always depended on my mood for the day. So today I was feeling, you know, a little bit French, and that's why I wore this outfit. So let me tell you, that's the hardest thing you can do in middle school. You know why? Because people used to be like, oh, she's such a poser, she needs to make up her mind. And during that time I was just like, okay, maybe I do need to make up my mind. But then another part of me was like, man, forget that. Like, I'm gonna wear what I want when I want. Like, I don't care about all these people that just want to dress the same every day. But I was feeling very like contradicted did. So I would go through my phases where sometimes I let it get to me, and then other days felt like I wasn't being my most authentic self. And I don't know, I'm not being myself. I feel like I'm killing a part of myself, because we're all meant to be our most authentic selves. So the most important thing is to embrace your weirdness. Embrace it, because everybody has it. If you love to sing, like I said earlier, but you are the worst singer, so what? If you have like a weird talent where you're like, oh, I'm so embarrassed, like people are gonna judge me for it, so what? Chances are someone's gonna like it, and whoever likes it is gonna come around you, and whoever doesn't like it can go away. It's as simple as that. So the moment that you embrace your weirdness, your confidence just blows up. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I've been questioned, like, oh, what style are you wearing, or like, what look is this? And people love it. We need new things in this world. Nobody wants to see the same thing anymore. Our confidence decreases when we pretend that we're something that we're not, and we pretend we're someone else. Guess what? We're killing a part of ourselves. Fake it till you make it. I can't tell you how important this one is. I have been faking it till I made it for the longest. Interviews, school presentations. There is so many areas in my life that I have pretended that I had my shit together, when in reality I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Guess what? If you don't tell people, they're never gonna notice. Like, the first thing that you have to do is stand up with confidence, look at people directly in the eyes, and do your research if possible. So if you're going to an interview and you have no experience, and I don't even know if I'm gonna get this job, throw that out the window, do some research about the company, have some facts on you, because then you walk up in there, you look people in the eyes, and you tell them a fact about their company. They're gonna love it. I used to be a career coach, so I'm getting off topic, but it's still related, you know, because you gotta have confidence to get those interviews. Another thing that you can do is dress up. Let's say that you're feeling super crappy today, and you're just like, I don't want to do anything. I feel so ugly. I feel so bad about myself. Like, you have all the confidence in the world, because guess what? It's going to boost your self-esteem. The moment that you walk out and you look at yourself looking fresh, looking cute, once you're out there, you're going to feel better about yourself, because the last thing you want to do is feel crappy inside and look crappy outside. The thing you got to do is tell people if you're not feeling confident. Tap into that goddess energy, so that when you walk in there, you're not going to let anybody get in your way. So overall, these are my 5 tips to your confidence. Let me know if any of these worked for you. Like this video, make sure that you like, subscribe, and I will see you on my next video.